As the daughter of a journalist, Lynn Povich may have been destined to become one herself, but rabble-rouser, probably not.
We were raised to get married, to have children, to be good wives and mothers. I would say almost half of my class got married that June when we graduated, and the rest of us got jobs.
Lynn became a secretary in the Paris bureau of Newsweek. A year later, she joined the New York office as a researcher. Only men held higher positions.
If you wanted to write and you came for a job at Newsweek, you were told, go someplace else, women don't write at Newsweek.
But the women's movement was underway and the Civil Rights Act was now law.
We decided that we had to do something because now it's illegal and this is now a moral issue. The men are doing something that is actually against the law. And so one by one, we started secretly organizing.
Lynn was among the core organizers who approached then ACLU attorney Eleanor Holmes Norton.
And I was astounded. This was a figment of the old order, where women were supposed to have gender-based jobs and men were supposed to have the rest.
Newsweek ran a cover story on the women's movement in 1970. On the very same day, nearly 50 women announced they were filing suit against the magazine for sex discrimination, the first women journalists to do so.
These women have to be understood to be what they were. They were in the front lines of professional women suing a major corporation. That was not only not easy, they didn't have any predecessors to make them feel empowered, make them feel that this was okay to do.
It took 2 years and another lawsuit, but Newsweek gradually started opening its ranks.
That opened the door for me to become a reporter, so I am very indebted to the women in New York for the doors they opened for me and for actually women throughout the profession, because it was really the first lawsuit and it was the first of the dominoes to fall.
Women at many other news organizations soon followed suit, and Lynn herself became the first woman senior editor at Newsweek.
The biggest thing about having Lynn in the room as a senior editor was that she was at the table to suggest story ideas and broaden the vision of all the men on the magazine. So we ended up doing all kinds of stories that we wouldn't have done if the room were filled only with men.
Lynn went on to become editor-in-chief of Working Woman magazine. She then signed on to help launch MSNBC.com as head of East Coast programming. She edited a book about her father, famed Washington Post sports columnist Shirley Povich, and her book about the Newsweek lawsuit came out this past September.
I always say I'm a affirmative action baby. If the laws had not been in place, I never would have gotten the opportunity I had gotten, and certainly not as quickly as I had.
Lynn deserves a lot of credit for carrying this through, not backing down, and always doing it in a very gentle way. I think there aren't very many people who could carry off such really a radical action and still be, you know, seen as the gracious human being that she is.